Hi, I'm Saida Garrett, co-writer of Michael Jackson's Man in the Mirror, and you're listening to Rainbow Country with Mr. Mark Tara.
Today on Rainbow Country, the most recent evicted house guest from Big Brother Canada, Season 11.
House guests, I have the results. By a vote of 3-1, Kuzi, you have been evicted. Please get your things and say your goodbyes.
Kuzi, hi, how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine, thank you, Mark. How are you today?
I am well. Let's jump right in. The vote, 3-1.
Yes.
Did that vote surprise you?
Not at all. Not at all. Didn't surprise me. I knew exactly where people were voting, and I expected it, and I knew that my only solid vote, whether or not he intended for me to stay or go, was going to be Ty. I don't think it was a pity vote. I think it was it's Ty. Yeah.
Kuzi, you had a heated conversation with Daniel in the library.
I would just like to know what it is primarily with me that you are feeling hurt by.
The fact that everything that you did was more selfish than not. You failed me as a friend. You failed me as somebody that I've been playing with. You failed me for everything that I've even done. You didn't.
You're making it like I've been out to get you this whole time when I've been supporting you the whole time.
And I do feel like you have no backbone.
Because I'm an emotional person, let's make this straight. Just because I'm an emotional
that.
person doesn't mean I don't have a backbone. Because I've always made the tough decisions in this game that I've had to make.
At the end of the day, the player that you thought you were is not what you are.
And what was that? What was the player that you thought I was and that I'm not? Just say it.
Spineless.
I'm sorry, Kuzi. Your character is the spineless one. No. You're the one that as soon as you don't get your way, you're hurt and you're putting things
Daniel,
on people because you feel like you run the show. You feel like you don't because every decision I've made has been to my benefit. Kuzi,
what you do is you follow. But anyway, if that's what
follow.
You want to,
no, but because you think I'm an emotional person, you don't think I have a backbone.
You don't.
But I do.
You don't have a backbone.
Was that conversation strategy or was that emotion?
It was strategy and truth. It wasn't, I wouldn't say it was emotion, but that's exactly what's in my head and what I am feeling about him. But I didn't say it out of anger. I said the truth about what I think is going on right now and what I think of how everything has played out. I don't know if I was hoping that somebody would catch on to it and maybe switch their mind because they now seen that for sure there is, a heated little beef between me and Daniel. But even if it wasn't, I'm happy that he knows exactly what I was thinking.
Kuzi, you were part of the Crown Alliance. Who started the Crown Alliance?
The Crown Alliance actually started in my week of HOH, the first one where I orchestrated the move to take Zach out of the game. And people had been waiting for that and just didn't know how to go about it or didn't know who to suggest it to. And people were afraid to make that move. And then I showed up and said, this is what I want to do. And people supported it. And the people that supported it came together and said, you know what, let's stick with this group of thinking. Because we think similar and let's go forward with that. And it was such a strong foundation to bond on a move like that and try to get a ball rolling on greatness.
I believe you won 2 HOHs. How would you describe your gameplay?
My gameplay was intentionally flip-flopping. It was strategic. I call my gameplay strategic flip-flopping, in the sense that whatever people needed to hear, I would tell them, even if it contradicts something that I've told somebody else. There has to be a baseline that all of them hear, but I tell people what they need to hear in order for myself to be safe. And I think that it worked. It worked perfectly. It's just that people started to realize how strong of a player I am. And that's what got me in trouble. It was never my flip-flopping that got me in trouble. So the strategy, it worked perfectly. I just wish that I would have worked with it a little bit longer, because it was one that I was running with and I was running well.
You're now off to the jury house. What kind of gameplay will you be looking for when you get to cast your vote for the winner of Big Brother Canada Season 11?
So when I am casting my vote, I am looking to vote for a player that played fearlessly. They might have played recklessly, but they played fearlessly. They stood for what they came here to do. They did it unafraid, and they did not hide behind people or did not float their way to the top. They worked for it and deserved the win. I'm looking for a deserved win. And that's something that I would award, because had I gotten to the top, I would have hoped that people saw that I deserved to win, and I've worked for it and I've worked hard. So that's the honor that I want to give somebody else. I would have liked it for myself, but because I don't get it, but I get to make that decision, I am definitely going to vouch and root for that person.
Kuzi, would you consider yourself a fan, a super fan, or someone who's new to Big Brother?
I would consider myself a super fan, in the sense that I am a fan of Big Brother worldwide. Canada is, of course, my favorite, but I have been watching Big Brother since I was very young. So I would say that I'm a super fan for the fact that I watch worldwide. I watch different versions of it. I know the game in different aspects and, different kinds of settings and different kinds of setups and how the game is run by different countries. So I'm a super fan for sure. The Canadian one was, I think, the most recent for me to get into, but it's absolutely my favorite. I feel that it's the best version for sure.
Did you have a strategy going into the game?
Yes, my strategy was from the beginning, bend truths, tell people the truth, but bend it to my advantage. And what I later on termed strategic flip-flopping.
Who do you think is playing the best game?
I think that Ty is absolutely playing the best game, because he is playing the game on a disadvantage. The disadvantage firstly came from me. I disadvantaged his game. I threw curveballs at him, in HOH at a time, and he's still there. He's still surviving. He survived beyond me. Every time that people have taken shots at him, they have missed. And that's so powerful. He is not afraid. He came to compete, and he says it to me every day. Look, I'm not afraid of the block. I came to compete. And if I lose, I lose, but I came to compete. I can only respect. I have big respect for Ty for sure.
Hardest part about being part of Big Brother Canada Season 11?
The hardest part is, I want to say, pondering about, did I hurt this person's feelings? Did I, me choosing to evict somebody is me essentially saying, I'm okay with ending your dreams, or I'm okay with ending your vision. I'm okay with ending it because I want mine to go forward. It's hard for me to be a selfish person because it's not me in real life, but I understood that in the game, I need to be completely that. So I turned on selfishness, and I had to operate in that, which is abnormal for me. It's not normal for me to work in this kind of way, but I understood that it's a cap that I'm putting on, and I'm not taking it off until I'm out of the house.
Best part about being part of Big Brother Canada Season 11?
Best part is that it ends. The best part is that it's an experience. So for me, I immersed myself completely in it, knowing that this is not real life. This is not something that's that I'm going to live in for the rest of my life. It ends, so take advantage of it fully. So in as much as maybe that doesn't sound, the best part is that it ends, but in my thinking, the best part is that it ends. So enjoy it while it's here. And I did everything that I could to enjoy it for sure.
Kuzi, I have to say, well done, well played. Thank you so much for your time. Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
House guests, I have the results of the second vote of the night. By a vote of 2-1. Shania, you have been evicted from the Big Brother Canada Manor. Please say your goodbyes.
Shania, hi, how are you?
Hi, I am a little bit spiraling, but I'm good nonetheless.
Let's just jump right in. What are your thoughts on being taken out on a double eviction?
Oh my gosh. I mean, look, I'm obviously not thrilled about it. It was a little bit traumatic, but if I'm going to go out in an epic way, at least it will be on the double of the season. And if that's how I'm remembered, then so be it.
Shania, Renee, Claudia, and yourself, you were all in an alliance called the Girly Pops. Who came up with that name?
Okay, well, between you and me, we did have another name that wasn't liked very much. So it was Renee, but it was started as kind of a joke because we were like, oh, that sounds so awful. The Girly Pops is a little bit cringe, but it stuck. So I attribute that one to Renee.
Shania, who would you say you were closest to in the game?
That was left in the house. I definitely say I was closest to Claudia. Obviously, myself, Renee, and Claudia all were very close, but I truly had so many heartfelt moments and opening up moments with Claudia. She was my rock in that house. So ironically enough, the person who sent me out was definitely the person I was closest to.
So you're off to the jury house. What kind of gameplay will you be looking for when you cast your vote for the winner of Big Brother Canada Season 11?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Well, if it's not going to be me, I wanted it to be someone who I think can prove that they played an all-around game. Maybe they have a couple wins. To me, that's not the end of the world, but somebody who can prove that they, had social connections, they had strategy, and they used any wins that they got and pushed themselves forward. I think somebody who can admit how they dealt with the highs and the lows of the house. Ultimately, Big Brother is kind of about facing a bad hand you're dealt and making the best of it. And somebody who can prove how they did that throughout the game is somebody who I definitely will want to see as the winner, and somebody who just represents the season as a whole.
Shania, would you consider yourself a fan, a super fan, someone who's new to Big Brother? How would you consider yourself?
I am definitely a fan. I wouldn't quite put myself in the super fan category, but I've seen almost over half of all the seasons. I creep the Instagram sometimes of all the past house guests. I've been obsessed with reality TV since I was 11 years old. So I would definitely call myself a fan.
Did you have a strategy going into the game?
It might not look like it, but I did. My strategy at the end of the day was just be adaptable. And that could sound like nonsense, but I know that Big Brother, there's so many twists and turns, things that go unexpected. You can't just go in there having one strategy because ultimately you're going to have to change your course of action so many times. My strategy was be adaptable, be likable, be funny. I don't know if I was any of those things, but I sure as hell tried to be.
Shania, who do you think is playing the best game?
I hate to admit it, but I would say Ty is playing the best game. He is obviously a comp beast. He has come in there with a very strategic mindset. He has been on his own essentially since Dan left the house, and he is still there fighting. He's pulled himself off the block 4 times now. He has 6 or 7 comp wins. He was able to get Claudia to send her number 1 home in order to work with her. So I begrudgingly would have to say Ty.
The hardest part about being part of Big Brother Canada Season 11?
Oh my gosh. The hardest part for me was honestly what was going on in my own head. I am an emotional person. I am the first to admit it. No one would be surprised by that. but truly getting over, the self-doubt and the insecurities, feeling like I didn't belong, all these things that I deal with from time to time in my everyday life really crept up on me in that house. And the intensity and the emotion makes everything seem that much more exaggerated. So that was the hardest part for me, was every day kind of the mental struggle.
Best part about being part of Big Brother Canada season 11?
Oh man, I mean, being on the show is a dream come true. Truly, the best part was getting to meet everybody, and I hope everyone else does the same, because I would never have met all of these people otherwise. And even though some of them drove me crazy and we laughed and we fought and we joked, it's been the hands down will be the relationships I take from this. I'm so thankful for that.
Shanae, I have to say, well said, well done, well played. Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.